we're going to talk a little bit about some advanced customizing in Fireworks. So what I want you to do first is to go to this folder that says Fireworks Advanced Concept Students and double click that. And the first image you're going to open up is image 1. So open up this image, open it up in Fireworks CS4 or CS5 depending upon what you have in your computer. Once you get that image open up, it should look just like this. Okay, so once this image is open up, what I want you to do is go down until you can find the Scale tool. The Scale tool is right underneath the pointer, right here. Make sure you have all your layers open up again. Make sure you have your properties open up. Make sure all these boxes are open up. Your history is open up. So just go right down below the pointer and you'll find the Scale tool. I'm just going to show you how you can scale your image, how you can make it smaller or larger. Hold down the Shift key and just push your image in and push it out. It's kind of very similar to Photoshop. You want to move your image, you have to go back to the pointer and move your image. So now we're going to select the color, go to the fill, and just choose a color. I chose this red color, and just fill your image. Now we're going to do a gradient fill. So you can either work on it down here or select it here. So I'm going to select it here. And I'm going to hit Options. And I'm going to choose a gradient. And I'm going to choose a linear gradient. You can choose, like I said, you can choose it down there or choose it here. You have all these different gradients that you can choose from. I'm just going to select the very simple one, the linear gradient. And I'm just going to keep it the color that I have, and I'm not going to change the color for now. So once you have your gradient selected, I'm just going to move that. Okay. You will notice that it has a handle here, like a black arm. This adjusts your gradient to wherever you would like to have it. You can just kind of move it around, and you can see how your gradient changes when you move this black arm around. So this controls the location, direction, angle, and length of your gradient. I'm just going to have it go the long way. Just follow along with the image. You can just set this any way you want, but for now I'm just going to place it like this, right along with my image. Now we're going to select the fill box again. And you notice that you see these little icons here, right here, and here. This is where the colors that you have selected. You can change your color if you like. And that will change the color of your gradient. Now if you want to add more colors, you can just go anywhere along the gradient and just click with your mouse. And that will create another icon, and you can choose a different color. Now if you decide you don't like that, this doesn't look right, you don't like what you have, you can just pull it off, and that will get rid of the gradient. So you can pretty much do all different kinds of things. You can go down here with preset gradients, and you could choose something down here. And you can change that too. There's just a lot of different things you can do. You can hit the option right here. You can change your gradient. You can change it to solid. If you decide you don't like that, you can put a pattern on. You can change the type of gradient. When you go up there and you change the kind of gradient that you want, it'll also change the arm. You notice that some gradients will give you 2 arms, and you can rotate and move those arms the way you want, and that will change your gradient. There's just a lot of different things you can do here. So I'm just going to get rid of all this. You just go up here in your history palette. Until you get to where you want to be. Okay, so I'm going to keep it like that. So now we're going to talk a little bit about customizing our strokes. Now you need to go to the stroke box, which is right here. It's also over here. Just select that. And if you notice that there is a box down here that says stroke options right here. First you need to select the color. I'm just going to select the red. And then hit the select the stroke options. And at the top, we're going to choose oil. And then underneath that, we're going to choose splatter. And you can change the tip here. We're going to put, make sure that the texture is DNA. If you don't have it selected, make sure you select it. I'm going to set this at 30. And the percent I'm going to keep at 30. I'm going to keep this where it says stroke center. I'm going to keep that right there. And I'm going to have this selected. And you can go to advanced if you want to change any of this. This button right down here, just select that button. Another dialog box opens up. And there's other things that you can do if you want. You can change the amount of ink, the spacing, the flow, the texture, the effects, edge effect. You notice that when you select different effects, it changes. You can keep it, you can do a dash, and just keep it none. You can change the shape, change the size, the edge, the aspect, the sensitivity. And you can decide you don't want any of that and just keep it the way it was. Because there's a lot of different things that you can do with this. You can create some pretty interesting effects. There's many different things that you can do. I'm just showing you how to do this one. So next we're going to talk about working with compound shapes. So let's just close this image out. We'll finish with this. And the next image you're going to open up is this image here. It's image 2. Go out to your folder. And do the same thing again. And just open up this image here, image 2, in CS4 or CS5 firewood, whatever you have on your computer. Once you get this open, we're going to make some compound shapes. So make sure you have the pointer tool selected. And the first thing you want to do is you want to find the center of this image. Make sure this is unclicked. Then go over to your select here tool right here, your scale tool, and then you can make just drag your guide along until you come to the center, okay? And that will show you where the center is of this image. So once you find the center, you will notice that you have some windows here. We're going to keep those just the way they are. We're going to work on those in a minute. We're going to work on creating some the top of this building. So first you're going to go over to the vector tool, and you're just going to select the rectangle tool. We're going to create 3 small boxes on top. You're going to keep the color black so it goes with this building. And then you're going to use the scale tool again. Make sure it's centered. Put one on top of the other. Make it a little smaller. Select the scale tool. If it's not centered, move it. I'm going to create another one. scale tool. Make sure it's centered. Just move it. Okay. It looked pretty centered to me. And now we're going to put one long one on top. And make sure that one's centered too. So once you get all these centered, we're going to combine all these together. So you're going to select all of them. So you're going to do Shift, select each one of them. You know they're selected when you see the blue dots around them. And we're going to select them all, including the one down here. And we're going to go up to the top. We're going to go Modify, Combine Paths like we were doing before, and we're going to Union. And it'll all become one piece. Now don't worry that you can't see your windows. We're going to send this to the back. Okay, so we're going to go to Modify again. We're going to go down to Arrange, and we're going to send it to the back. And now you can see your windows. Now we want to lock this whole image that we just created, because now we're going to work on the windows. So go back to the pointer, the select tool up here, and select all your windows. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go up to the top, Modify, Combine Paths, Union. Now we're going to make more windows. So all you have to do is just hold the Option key, hold it down with the mouse, and you can create another set of windows. Try to get them as close as possible. Make them even. Then go Shift and select both of them and hold down the Option key, and you can create 4 at once. Try to get them approximately as close as you can. And you can select all 4 of them and hold down the Option key. And adjust them. Try to get them as close as you can. Okay, once you get them all done, now we're going to open up the Align palette. Just go up to the window. If you don't have that already opened up, just go down and find it right here. I have it already opened up. So you go to Window and Align, and your palette is right over here. So you're going to select all your windows, and you're going to go to Distribute, Vertical, Center, and then you're going to go to Distribute, Horizontal, Center. So all your windows should be pretty much lined up. You may have to go and adjust a few here and there. So you get them the way you want. And then you can do the process over again until you get them all perfect. And when you're pretty much all set and you're pretty much all set with this and you're all done, we're going to stop here, and then next we're going to talk about optimizing GIF images, and that will be in the next tutorial.